Air quality issues and dry conditions continue to impact communities across southern Wisconsin when we can expect things to clear up. Plus, scary moments. On an area highway, a garbage truck catches fire and explodes. What officials say may have caused that incident, and what the Supreme Court's ruling on affirmative action in college admissions could mean for universities moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. An air quality advisory has been extended now into tomorrow. On top of that, a significant lack of rainfall has worsened drought conditions all across southern Wisconsin. Local farmers have voiced strong concerns with some crops starting to show signs of drought stress. And as we near the 4th of July, local fire officials say drier conditions make fireworks more dangerous than normal. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti now with more on our forecast.
You know, I'm out in the hazy backyard right now, and there just doesn't seem to be a lot of rain or enough wind to really mix out the smoke. First of all, we do have that air quality advisory now in effect until noon tomorrow for all of southern and eastern Wisconsin. To our south and to our west, there are air quality advisories until midnight for eastern Iowa and northern Illinois. Visible cloud track shows a cluster of severe thunderstorms racing from Iowa through Illinois and into Indiana, but that just kind of cut off the moisture and kept us high and dry. The storm stayed south of us, and it's just that wildfire haze that's around. You can see the fast movement of that line of thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Illinois and Indiana, but those storms are moving away from us and across southern Wisconsin. We're going to have to see if anything pops up. There were a couple of storms around Milwaukee, a few more to the north and west that could affect us, or at least a couple of us this evening. Otherwise, low temperatures this morning started out mild in the 60s. Here in Madison, we were in the upper 60s. Current temperatures right around 90. Madison at 89, Janesville at 84, a little more cloud cover, but to the north and west, 91 in Bosqueville and also in Lone Rock. Here in Dane County, it's 92 in Sauk City and 90 degrees in Cross Plains. Look for skies to become mainly clear this evening, although we'll have that haze to deal with, and also just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm in a spot or two. Temperatures dropping into the middle 70s by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at our prospects for rain and how much longer the smoke will stick around. That'll be in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. And due to the continued poor air quality conditions, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra has rescheduled tonight's concerts on the square now. In a statement released this afternoon, the Chamber Orchestra called this a, quote, unique challenge that we have never encountered in our 40-year history of concerts. The event will officially kick off next week with the Contrast Show.
I think there is going to be a pent-up demand and elevated sense of excitement because it is our 4th of July, because it is our 40th anniversary, and we had the unfortunate news that we had to cancel this week. I just feel like the momentum is going to be really palpable next week.
The Viva Tiempo Libre concert that was supposed to happen this week will be rescheduled for a later date that has yet to be announced. Tonight at 6, Leah Linscheid takes a look back at 40 years of the iconic Madison tradition and speaks to some concert goers who were there when it all started. Deadly heat and unhealthy air are affecting about a third of the country's population now. The heat has killed at least 14 people so far. The smoke blanketing big cities from the Midwest to the East Coast. More than 62 million Americans are now under excessive heat watches, warnings, and advisories. Smoke from the ongoing Canadian wildfires is blanketing big cities like Washington, D.C., Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Residents are being urged to stay inside as much as possible and wear masks if they go out.
You breathe in air from wildfires. What very often ends up happening is not only are you inhaling ash and particles, but you're inhaling chemicals as well.
And much like the air itself, the timeline for when this smoke will dissipate isn't quite clear. In places such as New York City, forecasters expect the smoke will be problematic off and on for several weeks. Stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast Weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Simply search WISC Weather. Intense moments on the Beltline this morning after a garbage truck caught fire and exploded. Take a look at this. You can see the truck engulfed in flames before it explodes into oncoming traffic momentarily here. Madison fire officials believe it was likely caused by a mechanical issue. The fire shut down multiple lanes of the westbound Beltline around 5:30 as crews battled that blaze. The driver told investigators he noticed an odd smell and felt heat before he pulled over. No one was hurt in the incident, and all Beltline lanes have since reopened. Developing now, the future of Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes is unclear after it was announced he's been named a semifinalist for Chicago's police superintendent position. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Barnes is one of 53 candidates from around the country who applied for the job. Barnes took over as Madison chief in early 2021, just months after the city, like many others nationwide, was shaken by a summer filled with civil unrest and protest, fueled in large part by public dissatisfaction dissatisfaction with policing around the country. He previously worked as Director of Training and Development for the Civilian Office of Police Accountability in Chicago. Chicago leaders have until July 14th to narrow the search down to 3 finalists. Happening now, State Assembly lawmakers are debating a 2-year budget proposal that includes tax cuts for Wisconsinites and cuts to the UW system. They'll vote on the measure sometime tonight. The $100 billion bill was passed nearly along party lines in the Republican-led Budget Writing Committee and Senate. High-income earners will benefit the most from the tax cuts. The Writing Committee removed $32 million from the UW system to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. The measure is expected to pass the Assembly and then head to the governor's desk, where he may veto it. A surprise vote in the state Senate caused lawmakers to walk off the floor in protest. All that over who will lead the Wisconsin Elections Commission during next year's presidential election. Political reporter Will Keneally, live at the Capitol, joins us with the very latest. Will?
Eric, we haven't really seen a surprise move like this in the last couple of years. The state Senate sat for hours debating the state budget, but at the end of each floor session, lawmakers can offer different resolutions. And in a surprise move, Republican lawmakers offered a resolution to oust the state's top elections official, leaving many questions about her future.
You land the main question, say aye. A roll call has been requested.
Palpable frustration by Democrats in the late hours of last night's state Senate session as they walked off the floor in protest of a vote to oust the state's top elections official, Megan Wolf. Senate Republicans have raised concerns over the 2020 election, and as a figurehead, Wolf has become the target of those concerns. They want the chance to vote her out by rejecting her confirmation.
I'm doubtful that she would get to 17 votes in our caucus.
It's a tricky process. Both Republicans and Democrats on the state's Elections Commission want to keep her in place. They voted this week to have her keep her last year's appointment and avoid a Senate vote. But Republicans want to wrestle her confirmation away from the commission and take it up anyway.
The statutes are clear here, too, that it is up to the commission to approve a nominee and send that person to the Senate for confirmation.
Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu told reporters that the WEC did approve her nomination. All the Republican commissioners voted to send her to the Senate, but the vote ultimately failed because the 3 Democratic commissioners abstained from voting.
3 of them didn't vote, so it's a unanimous vote, which is 100% vote. It's pretty simple math.
No action of the commission can proceed without a majority of all of them. That is, at least 4. You need at least 1 vote from the other party. No one party can control something and make it happen.
So there's more than one way for Republicans to oust Megan Wolf from the Elections Commission. They can obviously either vote her out or, reject her confirmation, or they could possibly start an impeachment process against her. Now, the elections attorney that we spoke to says that would be a high bar for the legislature to reach. And when we asked legislative leaders whether they're considering that at this point, they did not immediately get back to us. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. A new class of Wisconsin State Patrol officers received their badges at their graduation ceremony today. The 68th class of troopers, made up of 17 recruits, has completed training at the State Patrol Academy. The 6-month program that's required to join the State Patrol is meant to put trainees to the test. The recruits say this training period helped them build camaraderie and discipline they will need on the job.
It's about being responsible. It's about knowing what to do and be counted upon to do things the right way every time, because when you're out on your own, you're not going to have a time to flip through a manual.
The recent graduates will now spend a few months with field training officers to learn their day-to-day responsibilities. These new officers are filling much-needed spots of the State Patrol's roster. This includes Carter Mishka, who joins his father, Jamie Mishka, in being a state trooper. The U.S. Senior Open is underway in Stevens Point. Many fans closely watching our local pros as they navigate a very difficult course at Century World. And that's where we find sports director Zach Hanley. Zach, what can you tell us?
Eric, you mentioned it right off the top. This course is tough. The leader's currently at 3 under, but obviously Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker are within striking distance. We'll start with Kelly. He kind of had an up and down 18. Birdied 4 holes, bogeyed 2, and then had a double bogey. So he's at even par. He said after his round, he was happy how he battled. Obviously, though, he's disappointed with his score. He did mention that he's battling through a wrist injury. Now, as far as Stricker, we were able to walk 6 holes with him before we had to hop on and talk to you. He's as cool as the other side of the pillow with all of these fans just following him. He's right on the course right now through 9. He's 2 under. So he's just one shot off the lead. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from Kelly more on that injury and what he plans to do these next couple rounds.
All right, Zach Hanley live in Stevens Point. Zach, thank you. Today's Supreme Court decision regarding affirmative action on college campuses is echoing throughout colleges and universities all across the country. Natalie Brand explains what it means and shares reaction.
Demonstrators gathered outside the Supreme Court Thursday after justices ruled race-conscious admissions programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina violate the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment.
I know today's court decision is a severe disappointment to so many people, including me, but we cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country.
Activists who argued the university's affirmative action policies discriminated against white and Asian American applicants hailed the ruling as a victory.
From today, all children will be judged by the content of their character and also by their merit, not by color of their skin.
In her dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote the decision rolls back decades of precedent and momentous progress. As recently as 2016, the Supreme Court upheld using race as a factor in college admissions. Since then, the court's makeup has shifted sharply to the right with a 6-3 conservative majority. Writing for the court, Chief Justice John Roberts said universities can still consider an applicant's discussion of how race affected his or her life, be it through discrimination, inspiration, or otherwise.
So we might see colleges and universities put more weight, for instance, on where did you grow up? Do your parents have graduate degrees? What zip code did you grow up in?
Both UNC and Harvard said they will comply with the court's ruling, but are still committed to bringing together students with different life experiences. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
Now, the Supreme Court still has more big rulings to come this term, including President Biden's student loan forgiveness program, which would erase or reduce debt for tens of millions of Americans. Based on recent polling, most Americans support the Supreme Court's decision. A CBS News and YouGov poll found 70% of Americans think colleges should not consider race in admissions. Another poll by Pew Research Center found about 50% of U.S. adults say they disapprove of selective colleges and universities taking race and ethnicity into account in order to increase diversity at schools. About 1/3 approve and 16% are unsure. You've got until tomorrow to vote for your favorite businesses, people, things to do, and more. Head to channel3000.com and look for our Best of Madison story on our homepage. Scroll down to the bottom of the article. You can click on each category to vote. All you need is a valid email address to register and make sure your votes are counted. Don't forget, you can only vote once per category. Again, voting ends tomorrow. Gary has our latest complete First Warn forecast next at 5+. An iconic sunburst chair back at the Memorial Union Terrace decades after it was stolen. We'll have the details after the break. And later, newly released video shows the dramatic moments after a vehicle went into the Rock River. That story next hour on News 3 Now at 6. And on Wall Street, the Dow sees a big jump in Thursday trading, climbing some 270 points. The Nasdaq mostly flat, losing less than a half point, and the S&P 500 closed up almost 20. We'll be right back.
The Stars and Stripes event starts now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save store-wide with massive savings on special purchases and closeouts at up to 84% off. GE washer and dryer pairs for just $18 a month. Ends July 4th at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Create the ultimate backyard getaway with 11% off everything at Menards. We have the best selection of decking, blocks, grills, and outdoor furniture to transform your yard from ordinary to extraordinary. Head to the garden center and check out all the plants and soils you need to keep your garden growing strong. Add a finishing touch to your patio with this Link Fire Pit. It's $249.99 after 11% off. Save big money on your next project now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This 4th, we're throwing a 4 for the 4th celebration with lots of top-rated 4s to shop, like 4 of my best-selling playgroup sectionals. Keep it fun and functional on my playbook, only $9.99. Or go with my highly rated Playscape for only $12.99. Don't forget my playroom, also $12.99. Stretch out in style on my 4-piece playground, only $24.99. With financing options to fit your budget. You guessed it, 4 plans to choose from. Join the 4 for the 4th celebration at Bob's. It's gonna be lit.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. Stay off the freeways. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit VRAPWI.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you.
The Stars and Stripes event starts now at Ashley. Save store-wide with massive savings on special purchases and closeouts at up to 84% off. Plus 6-year special financing with no money down. It all ends on July 4th, only at Ashley.
The air quality advisory has been extended through noon on Friday because the wildfire smoke has been slow to move out. At 6, I'll let you know when we can expect some improvement.
And after the U.S. Supreme Court bans race-based admissions in colleges, we look at diversity at the UW. Could it be impacted?
Celebrating 40 years of Concerts on the Square. Join us tonight as we discover how this iconic event helped shape the spirit of Madison and made it an integral part of our community. 40 years, no rests. Tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. What some seniors at UW-Madison consider a memento of their college years, it turned into a guilty piece of evidence for one Wisconsin mother. Our Catherine Merck shows us how the alums' stand-up act had police smiling.
The thief in this story sat on this one for a while.
Union chair, it's been like a trophy with me.
Gail Littoral says she stole this iconic sunburst chair during her graduation weekend in 1992. She told me her kids started to question her decision to take it and decided to return the chair to police to give them a lesson.
It's not always easy to do the right thing, but you do it, even if it's years later.
What was so remarkable to the officer involved in the return was how far back the chair goes.
I did find it somewhat entertaining that this chair was stolen before I was born, so.
Police say there can be a fine if you steal one of the chairs here at the terrace and urge people not to steal them, as the memories you make while you sit here are worth more than the price of the chairs anyway. Reporting in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
As we near the July 4th holiday weekend, the Dane County Humane Society wants to remind families to take extra precautions to keep their pets safe. They recommend not bringing pets to firework displays. The loud noises and big crowds could increase their stress levels. So keep the pets at home, close the curtains or blinds, turn on the television or gentle music to help mask those fireworks. For more tips, you can go to giveshelter.org. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is back now with our latest complete forecast.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting day. There's been a big severe weather outbreak not far to our south, basically stretching from Nebraska into much of southern Iowa, parts of northern Illinois, or northern and central Illinois, and then down into Indiana and now into Kentucky. A lot of wind reports, a couple of tornado reports, and a few hail reports as well. Also, some welcome rain. You can see much of this area saw 1 to 2 inches of rain, some localized 2 inches or more rains from parts of southeastern Illinois down into western portions of Kentucky. Look where we are. There was one thunderstorm that developed near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line last night and drifted into northern Illinois, and a couple more showers east of Madison, and that's pretty much been it. But this line of storms has raced eastward, basically from Iowa all the way down south of the Ohio River in 6 hours. So that when you see a line of storms kind of bowing out like that, that's a good indication that you're going to see some wind damage. But again, there are the haves and we're the have-nots. We have just not gotten any rain out of this. A couple of showers and thunderstorms popping up to our north and west, but those will probably fizzle out before they reach us. Can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but most of us will probably stay dry tonight, and 6-hour future track radar confirms that. You can see the best chances of anything popping up will be south and east of Madison. Those showers and storms to the north and west will probably die out before they reach us. That doesn't help the drought. U.S. Drought Monitor just updated today. You can see severe drought now from Madison westward, moderate drought drought through much of the rest of the state of Wisconsin. A few areas with abnormally dry conditions, but again, that drought continues to expand week by week because we just don't get a lot of rain. And the wildfire smoke will continue. Three things you need to know. It'll continue through tomorrow, so we do have air quality advisories for much of the upper Midwest. Temperatures will stay warm, mainly in the 80s. A few days will touch 90 degrees. And rain chances will be pretty low, mainly confined through this weekend and pretty small on any given day. And you can see air quality advisories for pretty much most of Wisconsin into parts of Iowa and Illinois. Wildfire smoke forecast shows the heaviest smoke shifting to the east, but still some kind of drifting in from the north and west again, and that may just kind of bring the smoke back at least into tomorrow morning. And you can see temperatures really continuing to be hot to our south and west. That hot air is expanding in our direction. Air quality advisory through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. Planning your night across Dane County. Low 66 in Mount Vernon, 66 in DeForest, and 66 degrees in Monona. And across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 64 Janesville, 63 in Lone Rock, and 66 in Baraboo, with mostly clear skies after this evening. Tomorrow, hazy and hot, not quite as humid. High temperature at 90. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm late in the day, but you can see on Future Track, this is through the weekend, calling for most areas north of Madison to see little or no rain, and south of Madison maybe up to a ½ inch in spots that get a heavier shower or thunderstorm. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures drop a little bit for Sunday, come right back up as we head toward the 4th of July on Tuesday. There'll be some chances for showers and thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday, and then after that, you can see dry for a couple days, maybe some thunderstorm chances toward the end of next weekend. As we check out first warn traffic this afternoon, not seeing too much of a problem on the Beltline, just a bit of a slowdown around Monona Drive on the eastbound side of the Beltline. So as far as travel times are concerned, 17 minutes eastbound, 15 minutes westbound on the Beltline, 18 minutes coming inbound from Sun Prairie to downtown. Going outbound, Beltline to Janesville is 25 minutes. Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 is a 17-minute trip, and downtown to Sun Prairie and East Washington Avenue takes you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. So what's the deadliest animal in the world? Believe it or not, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says mosquitoes kill more people than any other creature. The pesky insects spread diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and West Nile virus. Some of you may feel like you're mosquito magnets, and you may be right.
Some people are more attractive to mosquitoes than others. And we think a large part of the reason for this is the way that we smell to different mosquito species.
Experts say the best way to avoid mosquitoes is to be prepared. They recommend using window screens, air conditioning, and fans in your home. When you head out, cover up your body, apply insect repellent. Just ahead, a closer look at the nearly $200 billion specialty food market. We'll take you to the Fancy Food Show next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Experience an awe-inspiring event at the Duck Pond, July 2nd, starting at 6:05. After the Mallards take on the Green Bay Rockers, get ready for a one-of-a-kind drone show featuring a spectacular light show, fireworks, and music. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of Madison Mallards Baseball.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This July 4th is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Get over 50% off on this sofa chaise right now at the 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Everything's on sale. Incredible deals. Up to 60% off list throughout the store and up to 70% off on clearance items. What a sale. The 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
Experience an awe-inspiring event at the Duck Pond July 2nd starting at 6:05. After the Mallards take on the Green Bay Rockers, get ready for a one-of-a-kind drone show featuring a spectacular light show, fireworks, and music. News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of Madison Mallards Baseball.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Mushroom chips and marshmallows in a can. Some of the many unusual snacks you'll find at the Fancy Food Show. Michael George shares the latest trends that could be headed to a store near you.
The annual Fancy Food Show in New York is a way for old chestnuts and up-and-comers to get people talking and tasting.
Oh my God. It's just like a s'more, like melty, gooey. It's delicious.
Meet the Schmallow, the world's first marshmallow in a can, toasted to perfection.
Marshmallows go stale and they're problematic, so I figured, is there a way to put marshmallows in a can?
Other food innovators are taking trash and turning it into liquid treasure, like Spare Tonic, made from whey discarded in the yogurt making process.
Just this like incredibly nutritionally dense liquid that we're capturing and created this super clean label 4-ingredient drink out of.
Specialty food sales hit $194 billion last year, with salty snacks topping the bestseller list.
Favorite brands like Jelly Belly got their start right here at the Fancy Food Show, and they're still innovating. This year's new flavors are based on popular boba teas.
The show also highlighted 10 brands owned and operated by people of color.
There is a less than 1% amount of venture capital funding that typically goes to people of color.
Carl Franz Williams created Uncle Wafley's Vincy Brew, named for his grandfather.
Particularly within the beverage industry, there is not a lot of diversity, and that's because there are high barriers to entry.
His ginger beer stands out with a spicy kick from Scotch bonnet peppers.
Oh yeah, wow.
It gives our ginger beer a uniquely Caribbean taste that's unmatched.
Some new and diverse flavors, hoping to find a home on store shelves near you. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And the Fancy Food Show also donates more than 100,000 pounds of unused food to New Yorkers in need after the event wraps up. And we'll wrap up with a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Rider Chip, just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows ends Friday. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhafels. The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with a one-of-a-kind cooling technology that feels up to 10 degrees cooler, allowing for a better night's sleep. Right now, save $500 on the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress. Queen Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses are just $74 per month when using Steinhafels 72-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Steinhafels is your sleep solution destination.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you.
This is how legends 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan's Shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for spring and summer. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Morgan's Shoes, Hilldale.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win, ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other, and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying...
He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win.
How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
We've got a lot of news coming up. We head to Georgia, home of the peaches, tonight to learn why the delicious fruit may be a hard crop to come by this summer. That and more news tonight on the CBS Evening News.
I'm starting to worry about all the crops out there. It's been so dry, air quality. Rain could solve a lot of things.
Well, take a look at our tower cams right now.
It's unreal.
There's the Edgewater Sky Cam. Where's
we
the
saw the Queen
there?
Bee one too.
Yeah, that's the WISC-TV one and the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam. All of them. Hazy with that wildfire smoke. Air quality advisory through noon tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. Doppler track shows rain to our south, rain to our north and west, and we're kind of in between right now. And as far as future track radar, if we get anything, it'll probably be east of Madison over the next couple of hours. These temperatures are pretty warm, almost 90 in Madison and in the 90s right around the Wisconsin River to our west.
We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.